Okay, here's a quick video on how you can use desmos to uh, plot a regression line. So the first thing, fire up desmos, and this works in regular desmos or test mode. You click on the plus and say you want to enter a table. And so it has values of x1 and y1 at the top. And then just plug in the numbers that they give you on the test. I'm just going to plug in any numbers. 1, 2, 2, let's go 3, no, let's go 4, 3, we'll go 8.1, 4, and you can try this too if you want. 17, and I'll just do one more. It's nice to have a few more than that, but let's go 34. Okay. Okay, so once you've typed that in, there is a button up to the left there of X1, where if you click on that, it'll say, hey, do you want me to pick what kind of regression you're going to use? And they always start off with linear, but that's not right. If I do exponential, that looks a whole lot better. And so you could use that, or you can type out this equation. So you type out y1 and then a tilde, and I'll give you this on the test so you don't have to memorize it. And we had a, there's a, and then e, whoops, e to the kt, but instead of t, we'll use x. So k, there's a k, and x, x1, there. So that's sort of the formula that we used in class. So p of t, that's y, is equal to a e to the kt, and instead of t, I'm using x1. So what it does is it gives you an idea of what those values would be. So I've got my a is 0.988, my k value is 0.70, so like 70.7%. Down below, it gives you also an R value, and the R value is indicating is how close your exponential regression is to the data that you have. And if it's 0.999, that's almost 100%, so it's almost a perfect regression line. Okay, so now what you do with that data is, let me get in and scribble a bit. Okay. Okay, so here's my data, and if they say what is the function that defines that data, you can just use these numbers here and plug them into the formula up there. So you would say y is equal to, my a value is 0.988, call it, e, and then my k value is the 0.7079, 0.7079x. So this would be the function that describes that data, that pattern. But then you can do some extrapolating on that. In other words, we'll guess in the future what things are going to be. So if I go back to decimals, in decimals here, I could say, okay, so what is the value of y going to be when x is, say, 10? So what I can do here is I can just type out, hey, Colton, go ahead, I'm just making a video. I could type out x equals 10 and then see where those two lines cross. Let me zoom out a little bit. Right, yeah, it seems to be right there. So at an x value of 10, the y value would be 1173.4 based on that function we got. The other way you could do that is by plugging in a 10 wherever you see an x in our equation there, or our equation there. I could plug in a 10 there into that function that I showed on the other page, plug in a 10 and see what it would work. And you could do the same thing if you're asking the other question. So you could say, well, what will x be if y is, say, 50? So there's 50, the green line. If I tap there, I have to type twice. At 50, to get a value of 50 for y, x has got to be 5.5. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of training on how to use decimals. You can ask me some more questions just before class, but hopefully that helps out. And maybe try doing this question and see if you get the same thing. Morning.